Barry's special Super Friends help save the day for now, but the particle accelerator is still ready to roll. It is time for Flash Chat. Hey everyone, it's me, Jess, and I'm here with my guests today. We've got Bryan Brown, who's CEO of Word of the Nerd. Online, you got to check it out, wordofthenerd.com. And then this is Carson Douglas. He's one of our street teamers, and he also gives us our street team forecast. So if you're looking to hire a meteorologist, Carson Douglas.
I'll even wear the shirt to go with it.
Yes, we're helping Carson out. And it is my birthday. And I just wanted to say that because I can.
Happy birthday.
My
Webzy. Yes, happy birthday.
It's also my cat's birthday, so you can send her cat treats and straws. She loves straws. It's a true story. I gave her new ones today. So last night's episode, it was really good. There was a chunk of it though that I thought was pointless. What did you guys think about the whole ordeal with the rogues?
I thought it was just a kind of a senseless plot device.
Yeah.
It gives them something for them to do next season, so they got to go and round up all these guys. They let them out for the sake of letting them out to cause trouble.
Yes.
And the whole Captain Cold thing, as much as I love Captain Cold, he's one of my favorite DC villains.
Yeah.
I did not like him.
No?
Their use of him in this
Yeah,
episode.
especially this episode, because it's more like his agenda. I mean, not only did he lie to Flash, but at the same time, I mean, he sold it so well, first off.
Yeah.
But now it's just like you let everybody out. I mean, now you want to just, everybody owes you? No, come
Well,
on.
I knew he was going to lie to him. I mean, it was so predictable.
Yeah, he's so...
don't trust him. You cannot trust. Yes, you trusted him with your identity, but he's not
He would have
trustworthy.
used that, though, if he needed to.
Oh, yeah,
He's
and
the
he
kind of person
will.
that you give him the info, he'll use it if he needs to.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people became bigger fans of him as a villain in this episode because they developed more, they gave him more meat. I think it was an attempt at making people really interested in these rogues for the spin-off series, DC's Legends of Tomorrow. So we can expect that. It looks like, I think they're gonna launch that mid-season next year. So it'll be like a winter, probably February that they'll launch that. The CW upfronts are actually coming up this week. So we will let you know all the shows that are coming new to the CW, but DC's Legends of Tomorrow, we know that's happening.
They picked it up for a whole season.
Yeah. So that's, I think, maybe what they were doing there with Captain Cold. And I think Wentworth Miller is he plays the role great, and I think he's going to carry the show well. And apparently he's like on the good side in that show.
From the synopsis I read, and I don't think it was official.
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name. The time traveler.
Yeah.
He assembles all.
Rip Hunter?
Yeah.
Rip Hunter, yes.
He assembles all these people together to fight future threats.
Yeah.
So I guess he finds a way to manipulate or talk them into it. So that's how you get villains to work alongside heroes and all that. So it's going to be interesting.
I know. I'm interested to see what they do with it. I just think that I agreed that this was a pointless. The whole episode was called Rogue Error, and it was. I don't know. I didn't really see the whole point of using them. I think maybe they were, like you said, a good plot device to set things up. I liked what they did. Is they used it to kind of throw in a bunch of Green Lantern references.
Yes, representing today.
Yes, so
I was going to bring my shirt too with that because it is great having him here.
As soon as they said, one of their test pilots went missing, I just went,
they're like throwing it in our face. So what are your predictions for that? Do you think it'll be this show, Arrow, or the Legends show?
It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
Because you've got the Justice League movie coming out. They haven't announced who's going to be playing Green Lantern or which Green Lantern it's going to be.
Because there's many different ones. Yes, that is
there's
right.
5 different Green Lanterns just from Earth.
Okay.
And there's
from Earth.
and there's 3,000 or more all over the universe. There's one for each sector.
Like a squirrel is running around with the squirrel powers.
I admittedly don't know. I just know Hal Jordan, Ferris Air, Green Lantern.
They're like space cops.
Okay.
And each one protects a sector of the universe. And
like CSI, Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Please don't. CSI. What's like one of the planets?
Yeah,
CSI,
I would love to see Green Lantern on one of the shows.
I would too.
Absolutely. Just, I don't think they could do a weekly series because it's just so. Because where does it happen? Does it happen on Earth? Does it happen on Oa, where they're from? Does it happen on some other planet? I think it's too broad for a weekly series.
What do you
But they
think? Is it like a big special?
I think he, just comes in and out.
Okay.
I would love that.
Yeah, I would like to see it. A lot of people saying you wouldn't see him on the Flash. Maybe this Legends of Tomorrow show you might see him.
He could show up in Supergirl because she could, she can leave the planet without any.
I don't know if they would. I don't know if they would try to cross promote to a CBS show, even though CBS does own CW. But I don't know.
Well, they've already said they're going to do crossovers with
They did?
Supergirl. Oh yeah.
I know that.
Well,
It's gonna be
there's the
interesting summer
potential.
and seasons coming up here. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, that would be cool. That would be, remarkable for network television to cross over to other networks.
And I read a rumor yesterday because now we're jumping networks again. I
Yeah.
apologize. Now that they've canceled Constantine, there is a chance that Constantine could show up on Arrow.
That would be.
Because it's all DC. I mean,
Yeah.
they can mix these very easily.
I know, it's probably a lot of fun to work on these shows. I expect a lot of summer speculation during the off time with all these shows. We're probably going to see it. A lot of different characters announced, casting. It'll be fun. When The Flash does end, I am going to transition this Flash chat into CW chat. So do stay with us because we're going to keep doing it all summer and talking about all the CW shows. And I'm not going to end yet, but I want to make sure that I announce that we are going to have a live viewing party of the Flash finale at Heroes Aren't Hard to Find comic book store. It's going to be next Tuesday night. We're going to start at 6. Carson will be there doing street team stuff, playing Plinko for prizes, and we're going to live watch the Flash and then live Flash chat after. Catch it on Periscope, catch it on our streaming channel on WCCBCharlotte.com. So make sure you come to Heroes if you're local, or just tune in on Periscope or streaming for that. Getting back into some of this, the particle accelerator. Why do you think Wells wants that charged and ready to go? What do you think he's using that for?
He needs it to get back to the future.
back.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's
They've already
been his
talked
whole
about
goal.
it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I think he needs to use the energy to kind of catapult him. But
He already had it attached to his wheelchair, so we see the power is helping him with that. So.
yeah. So you think that's the whole use for it? That is just to get him back to the future. Is there any? Do you think there's any kind of? I feel like that might be the obvious answer. You think there's any kind of hidden agenda?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think he intends to kill Barry at
Yeah.
the same time. I mean, because
Yeah.
the past few episodes, he's
trying to-
really stressed his hatred
Yeah.
for Barry.
Yeah.
That he hates him. So yeah, he's got something else planned, and I was really surprised that he wasn't in on letting the other metas out.
Yeah, I kind of was surprised
was
about that
Kind of
too.
his
Yes.
plan when he admitted, I didn't factor into his plans at all. So I was like,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
He's like commending him for doing that. So it's
Yeah,
okay.
I guess maybe it doesn't matter to him in the grand scheme of things. I think, in a way, that Bells, that's their ship name. Barry and Wells is Bells. Barry and Wells. Why not? I mean, everybody else is shipped. So I think Barry and Wells need each other. I think there can't be the Flash without the Reverse Flash, and I think that's going to come to play in the finale next week. Have you guys watched the trailer for next week?
Yes, that's going to be very interesting because apparently Barry does go back in time to try to save his mom. And apparently he's actually right there,
Talking to his
like
mom.
face to face.
Yeah.
Which is if anyone reads the comics, that's a bad idea, Barry. Don't do
It's
it.
the Flashpoint paradox, right?
It's Flashpoint, exactly.
Do you think that's what we're going to see?
It's possible since he's gone back in time. They did all this heinous stuff that killed Cisco, and
Yeah.
then he goes back in time and does that. It wouldn't
change so
surprise
much.
me.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, they're going to have to make so many creative liberties with the storyline because so many heroes were involved in that. I mean, you had
Yeah.
Batman, and Superman, and Aquaman, and Wonder Woman. Heroes that they can't use.
Yeah.
They just can't use. So it'll be interesting if they did. I would be excited, but I'm not sure it would work within
the
con-
show?
Yeah,
And
within the
Dr.
show.
Wells even mentioned that several times. Try your hardest. Do not mess up the timeline.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what's his name? Like Ebert Thawne or somebody like that. So he's always trying to tell him, don't do this, man. You don't understand repercussions that can come from messing up the timeline. So,
Yeah.
I think that was more so he doesn't screw up his future.
Plan.
Because he's always checking with Gideon to make sure the future was still intact.
And
Yeah.
the Gideon wasn't even his. I thought that was kind of cool. Gideon was actually belonged to Barry.
Yeah.
And that was interesting from the last two
Yeah,
episodes
and
ago.
we haven't gotten into that, and I wonder if that'll be this season or next season that we see more about Gideon. Why is it Barry's? And
I can't believe they're not down there using it more.
True.
I mean, they have this supercomputer.
They don't have Gideon, do they?
Well, they discovered where it was at. Well,
I thought Wells took her when he left the whole.
He's got like a portable version.
Okay.
And then the one built into the Star Labs area.
Okay.
So I'm surprised they're not using that.
Speaking of portable versions, did everyone like the CG effects of the reverse flash ring?
Oh, yes, that was the coolest part.
That was so cool.
I mean,
Yes.
it's kind of like Captain Planet. He does a whole like point out thing and he runs right into it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
Captain-
I have to point out that was around long before Captain Planet was even thought of.
Okay, all right.
So they
Barry
did
in
it
his room.
first.
So yeah,
Got you, okay.
So yeah, I'm hoping Barry gets that soon.
That would be cool. Barry, we haven't seen Barry wearing a flash ring, but Christoph, who does the bat, he actually made this necklace and he does the Bat Jeepster rings. He has something in the works. I don't want to give it away in case he hasn't yet, but batjeepsterrings.com. If you like those reverse flash rings, contact Christoph because he can hook you up.
One of a kind.
One of a
Awesome
kind.
stuff.
Yeah.
Costume change.
So speaking of the Thawns, Eddie in this episode, we see him starting to, I think he's starting to, as Emergency Awesome put it, the Charlie Schneider, who does a web series, sour. And I think that's a great term for him. I don't think he's going full evil this year, but we never know. He is quoted as saying to Entertainment Tonight that things go in a very shocking, surprising twist. No one is going to see it coming, Rick Cosnett tells ET Online of the Flash finale. Do you think he'll go full evil or what?
I think Eddie is just, first of all, he took it too hard and too literal. I mean, you let some guy, which you know has been crazy already, feed your mind with so much going on, and now you're questioning your own reality. He tried to tell Iris last night, it's not even about the future, it's about right now.
Yeah.
Well, she's coming to you and letting you know, don't worry about that. You know I love you. So, but he's still so just torn up in the mind because of a few things that the future has shown him.
Well, that plus, he does have a valid point that it's always been the three of them in a relationship.
Yes.
And even the show has done a good job. I don't know if they've done it on purpose, but every time every time Iris and Eddie have an argument, Barry is in the background. So I think that they've made that a direct choice to show that relationship always involves Barry in the distance. And so I think maybe it made sense to Eddie, you probably are supposed to be with this guy. Everyone can kind of see it. All the fans want Iris and Barry to be together. She has the byline with his name in
They're
it.
destined.
They're
to
destined to be together.
It's like Superman and Lois Lane. I mean, no matter what
Destiny.
happens in between, they have to end up together at some point.
At some point, yeah.
So.
I think it'd be wild if they went back in time and then Barry lost his powers and there was a new Flash. I think that would be crazy.
Wally becomes a Flash.
Wally West, yeah.
Wally West.
Who knows? We'll see. It's too much. I can't even keep up with it straight.
And this is just season one. That's
season
what's
one.
been so
We have the
incredible.
finale, because we see. Okay, if you guys haven't watched it, don't watch this. But we see that not Captain Cold, Oliver Queen, the Arrow, comes with Firestorm, and they help save the day for today and shoot Ray Palmer's magical arrow into nanites. That's what it was. Yeah, into
That was kinda cool.
Reverse Flash. So he's not dead. He's just down for the count. What do you think's gonna happen with Wells' next episode? Do you think he's going to be captive or powerful?
That's a tough call right there. Like, it's just, for one, the fight scene was amazing. I will say that.
It was really good.
It was just like the video game Injustice, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
And I do love how Barry noticed that Oliver Queen's or Arrow's costume was darker, which is, we know if you look at the other, like the Arrow series, he's going through the whole Ra's al Ghul phase.
Yeah.
Sort of. So, and it's like that whole time jump. He's like, I'm going to be here to help you, but I need your help. I need a favor from you later on.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, and I was really trying to figure out where they were going to fit that into Flash versus the Arrow timeline. So it's obviously before tonight's episode.
Yeah, it is.
Before he goes back to Nanda Parbat, while he was probably in Starling City.
Yeah.
He comes and helps out Barry and goes back, because I'm like, okay, if the season, I was just.
I heard it's like before the wedding. I haven't been watching Arrow, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's before all of that, because a little bit of spoiler, Barry is in this episode tonight.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, they've shown
And
that.
tonight is the
actually.
finale of Arrow, correct?
Yeah, it is the season finale.
So, tonight at 8, so be sure to watch. Don't miss it. He'll be there. He's gonna be there.
Change green shirts, go from,
Yeah,
from
I'll
this.
have my
I knew
green
he was
arrow
going to
shirt
change
on.
to another green shirt. Yeah, so I find it interesting too that Barry needs the help of other people. He couldn't do it alone. He needed to call not one but two, well, technically three people, if you count Firestorm as being both Martin Stein and Ronnie Raymond. So, and then we do see Martin Stein is in the next episode.
Yes.
So I'm interested to see how that all plays out. I like that he calls on his friends for help. I do think it's interesting that he needs them, though.
Yes.
He couldn't have done it. Really, I mean, he kind of orchestrated getting Wells down, but he didn't do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't him.
Yeah, I mean, Arrow definitely was like had his
Oliver
hand.
that put him down.
For the win.
Yeah, and I love the fact that we got Wells monologuing on
Yes.
Oliver, as his hands shaking, and he points out that Oliver lives to the age of 83.
So something like that. Yeah, I think 86.
86. Okay.
Yeah.
So like, all right, with a little bit of
Then you learn he won't go in.
Oh,
What is
yeah.
it? That everlasting pond or
yeah,
something?
Ollie will make it.
He'll make it, yeah. He'll
Well,
live
that's
until
not- yeah,
ripe
that's-
86.
That's not saying he won't heal himself in the Lazarus pit, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That is awesome.
But it's and it's like I was saying before. This is only the first season of The Flash,
Yeah.
and they have done so much more than I ever thought that they were going to do.
Probably because they learned from Arrow, because so many people had complaints about the first season of Arrow, and they
it's so slow.
revamped it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's probably why they learned from, that was their first run with the comic book series, and then they really amped it up. And speaking of amping it up, Greg Berlanti, the producer, says the finales of both Arrow and Flash are like the ending of this last episode on steroids. So we can expect a lot from the finale. I'm kind of sad that it's the finale next season or next week, but I think there's going to be so much to keep us entertained in summer with announcements and casting and snippets and promos that it'll go by quickly.
Yeah, they started something great with all of these series, and they're trying to the whole crossover thing. I love the idea. You don't see it happen too often, especially I guess in older shows. I'm not that old of a guy anyway,
Yeah.
but this
Carson's
was
so old.
Yes, I'm getting there. Yes, but I think it's a very fantastic idea. It's a great way to hook people, and
Yeah.
you want to keep following along. I mean, you got top-notch actors, you got cool fighting scenes, and that's what the whole crave of the world is going on now.
Yeah.
Superheroes, action heroes, and not only just to have them in a movie, now it's in a series you can continually follow.
Yeah.
I love that about
Yeah,
that.
and it's not all capes and big muscles. There's drama.
Yes.
There's a story to everything.
Yeah.
life.
And then you also can, if you're a fan of the comic books, can look to all the comic books and say maybe this is going to happen,
And try
maybe
to
this will
compare,
happen.
yes.
Yeah, compare, contrast. Another interesting little tidbit I wanted to mention was, did you see when Caitlin Snow went kind of crazy on Cisco about you killed my fiance, whatever?
I think she learned that tackle from Luke Kuechly or something. 'Cause she straight up that was
and
lying.
Iris had a great sucker punch, knocked out Peekaboo,
Yes,
right?
yes.
That,
Mayweather. Hit him with her right. Yes.
yeah, there's a lot
Nice.
of real good moments for the girls. But I thought it was interesting, Caitlin Snow, we saw that she has not resolved her issues.
No.
And so
There's still
I still
some
want to
issue
see her
there.
become Killer Frost. And I don't know if we're going to. We're not going to this season.
No, I wouldn't be
if
this
it,
season.
Well, if it does, that's a heck of a finale if they make a
think-
whole new character.
I think once Barry gets more established and more sure of himself, because he's still, I can't beat Wells.
Right.
And
And
he
that won't help.
can. He clearly can.
Yeah, you can't.
He is as fast, or if not faster,
Yeah.
than Wells.
'Cause he has
is.
the
He
inherent
just
power,
has-
yeah.
He just has to get a little bit more confident. Once he becomes more established and he can work on his own
Yeah.
without the so much help, that's when they're going to start transitioning Caitlin into
Probably.
Killer Frost.
Yeah.
Because he's going to need, it's like a betrayal.
Yeah.
One of his close friends turns evil and does her own thing. Plus, the whole drama between her and Ronnie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
her becoming a villain. And maybe not
Fire
like an
versus ice.
out
Again.
villain, but
Maybe, just like a metahuman. I don't.
So
Dude,
there's all
maybe
kinds of-
maybe the finale will somehow give her metahuman powers. Do you
I
think?
keep waiting for it.
Yeah, me too. Do you think that they're going to use the treadmill at all in the finale?
The what?
The treadmill?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They,
Hard to say.
They set it up in a bunch of wide shots last episode, so I'm curious to see if they'll use it.
I can't believe at this point they're still using the facilities at Star Labs, knowing that Wells has it compromised.
Captain Cole just walked right in there.
Yeah, I mean, how secure is it?
Not at all.
Irish walked right in while he was in his
secure as a 24-hour Walmart. Anybody can go in at any time.
They don't employ security guards or anything. They don't lock the door.
No,
hey,
Captain Cole just showed up. I was like, what is up with that? That's crazy.
These are my demands, you know what I'm saying?
And it's obviously Wells has, not only he's had years to, hide or whatever, but he's actually there. That's where he's hiding Eddie
below the Star Labs.
The place is compromised. They're gonna have to. He needs a new flash cave.
And obviously, if the particle accelerator is starting up, somebody's there.
I think it's time to get out.
Yeah, time to get out, guys. Maybe get a new little cave or something.
And that could potentially cause another round of metahumans.
True.
If they have a similar.
Which I'm saying, that could be Caitlin when we see Killer Frost. Caitlin Snow. So much. Derek and James noticed actually a funny little bit. If you notice when they're at the bar with Captain Cole, they're actually playing Cold as Ice by Foreigner. If you listen really close. I didn't pick it up either, but Derek noticed it. So thanks to Derek for pointing that out. Yeah. That was pretty cool. Let's look at the finale trailer for next week. Last episode of The Flash. Check it out.
I've dreamed my whole life about saving her.
At what cost? This is why you became the Flash. You have to change the past.
Oh my God.
It cannot be stopped!
What did you do?
He's being erased from existence.
Who are you?
It's me, Mom. It's Barry.
All right, big episode. Don't miss it. Watch it live with us at Heroes if you're local. We'll be there starting at 6. We'll watch it live at 8, followed by a live flash chat, and we'll be live periscoping and streaming that flash chat. It's the season's coming to an end. It's been a ride, and I can use a little Tuesday night break and just sit and watch iZombie and not live tweet everything.
It's been so many times.
Podcast right after that, so having some more prep time for my podcast would be
ideal.
Great.
Tell us about your podcast. What's coming up on it?
Well, we just recorded a new episode last night of The Comics Word, and we talk about all the comic books that have come out for the week.
Okay.
We give our reviews of certain books. We do a book of the week.
Okay.
We're planning some really cool stuff for that. We're going to start doing giveaways and taking. We're going to try to do a actual live show to where we can take listener questions and things like that. We're only we're only 9 episodes into the series.
Okay.
So we're still trying to build it up. So yeah, check it out. It's posted every Wednesday. A new episode will be up today, along with our Game of Thrones podcast.
Okay.
New episode.
And where can we find it?
wordofthenerdonline.com.
Wordofthenerdonline.com.
And then scroll down a little bit and podcast.
There you go. So make sure to check it out. He's got a lot of interesting content.
There.
And Carson is going to be, the street team is going to be at South End Hops Festival.
Oh, yes.
Are you
Yes,
working out with me?
Yes, I am. It's
We'll
gonna
be
a
there.
Fun time.
It'll be fun. We have to have sober fun because Jess has to drive the green machine.
Yes.
So
We have responsible bosses here. I'm going to test that. I got you.
I wish I was more reckless, but I'm not. But we'll be at the South End Hops Fest on Saturday, and then you can find us on Tuesday at Heroes. We'll be there.
Come join us.
Yeah. Until then, tweet me your questions, what you want to see in the finale, what you want us to address in the live flash chat. At Jess, WCCB is my Twitter. Make sure to stay tuned for the Arrow finale tonight, and then the news at 10, followed by The Edge. And that's all for today, and we will see you live next week for the finale.